Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Daniela, and today I'll be doing an update for the 50 Shades of Brown project pan. This is a project created by the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group. The group comes to a consensus on the color that we're working on for the year, and so this year brown was chosen. Purple, pink, yellow, green have been done before. And the next color has also been chosen. And so the brown will be finished in April, and that's when the next color will start. So if you're not in the group, you'll just see then what the next color is. Yeah, so you work on 50 items that have anything to do with the color of the year. So brown, name, packaging, product. It's one of my favorite projects. It's a very simple idea, but I really like it, and I always look forward to doing it every year. And I've already been thoroughly thinking about what I'm going to work on for next year. So let's just get started. I'll go in the order that I have them in my notebook. So I do kind of like skincare, hair care, and then makeup. So first, I actually have a nail polish. This is the ILMP cookie cutter. So my goal was to do one mani or pedi, so I did that. It's a very nice, cool brown. It's a bit translucent, and it has holographic shimmers, so I hit that goal. After that, I have this leave-in conditioner from Aveeno. It's their oat milk blend. For this project, I started up here. Last update, I was here, which was back in November, and now I'm here. So yeah, I was also gonna say this is pretty much the last update. Unless I have tons of progress, this would probably be the last update until the finale. So I have all of this to finish. If I just remember to use it after every time I wash my hair, then it shouldn't be a problem, and I should use it because it's dry here where I live. After that, I've got the Aveeno Eczema Care Moisturizing Lotion. I definitely use this a lot in the winter, so I started up here. This was last update now. So I have this much to go, and I don't think it'll be a problem to finish it. After that, I have a lip balm. This is from Sunbum. I have the pictures of how the tube was looking and versus now. I haven't been using it too much. The thing is, I just don't like it at all. It has sunscreen, so that's why I mostly use it, but I've tried using it, the last times I've used it, it's just a really gross taste that actually kind of gives me a nauseous feeling, not full on nauseous, but just that taste on the mouth, it just goes bleh, it's just awful. And yeah, I just don't want to use it on my lips, so I'll try to finish it as something I use on my cuticles. And to makeup, I've got the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint. So this mark I actually made for this update. It was somewhere a bit higher. It was almost brand new. So from pretty much brand new till here was 7 uses and around 3.46 grams used. It is getting older, so I'm not sure if I'll keep using it once the project is done. We'll see. I don't really do any base makeup. I'll do primer, and then sometimes I'll do powder. The only other coverage I have from this other than this is concealers, thin concealers, and a powder foundation, which I'll talk about in a second. But this one, even though it's a skin tint, just alone, it can feel a little heavy still for me. I just don't like any heaviness on my skin. So how I've learned recently is I really like mixing this with the Ordinary, their silicone primer. And yeah, so I really like it because it makes it even more sheer and more comfortable to wear. So yeah, that's how I'm using it, and see how much progress I can get. Then after that, you know, I've got the CoverGirl True Blend Powder Foundation. So this is the one I'm talking about. It's in translucent medium. I do really like it. I've got a good dip going. I think you can see the rings, some good wear. But I haven't used it since the last update because now it's getting a smell, like a strong like paint smell. So I just don't want to use that anymore on my face. Like, I think it's, I don't know if it's like a year or 2 years old now. So yeah, and I mean, it's drugstore, so like there's no point. So I've already repurchased it and a lighter color to use right now. So yeah, it is going to be a declutter. Moving on to highlighters, we've got the Becca Moonstone. This is one of their lighter highlights. It had minimal wear when I brought it into this project. You can see like a little bit of a dip forming on that side. My goal is to hit pan. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it, but it is my main highlighter I'm using right now. It's what suits me best. It's very nice neutral color. And I've used it 6 times since the last update for 10 uses total. And I've used around like 0.13 grams, so not a whole lot because there is still like 2.3 grams in here, so yeah. And then highlight rolling out is the Becca Champagne Pop. This one's a bit older, and it already had a pan when I started in this project. My goal was to finish it, but I wasn't gonna be anywhere close to that. I just wasn't really wearing it when my skin tone was at the best shade for this. Last update, I changed the goal to 15 uses. You know, just make sure I'm still using it. So since the last update, I used it 12 times. So I hit my 15 use goal for 15 uses total. And you can see like it's got pretty good dip on that side and expanded the pan. For that, I've got bronzer. So this is the Becca Sunrise Waves. Now this guy's looking very different from last update. This is one that was strips of different bronzers, and it had the opal highlight on the sides, and it was, I think, Bali Sands, Capri Coast, and Bronze Bondi. I didn't really like the whole like blending of them because it always looks different, and like bronzer brushes are on the bigger side, so it's really hard to like concentrate on one side. Like if I'm more fair, it's hard to only pick up the lighter side. So what I'd been doing is kind of taking out from each strip, creating my own custom color that worked at that time. And now what I have left is pretty much like a mix of what's left plus some shadows I have that are on the lighter side but still have some color to them to change the tone. So right now I'm like at my palest, so I wanted to make a nice kind of cool tone shade because I don't really have any other contour. Like I have one other contour, but I want to finish this. So as you can see, it looks like this. So it's on the cooler side, and you can mostly see like that the blue tint of that shadow, but it doesn't really show up. So yeah, I'm really happy that I am almost finished this. It's my oldest bronzer at the moment. Since the last update, I used it 23 times, and I'm now at 39 uses total since the beginning of the project. We didn't go down as much because, I mean, I added some product, so I used 0.55 grams since the last update, and I used 2.56 grams total in this project. I have this liquid bronzer from Revolution. I Heart Revolution. It's chocolate. It's their latest one, and actually it smells like chocolate, like I'd say like a milk chocolate. But like I've had it a long time and it's getting old, so I didn't want to really wear it on my face anymore. I only used it 4 times. My goal was 15 uses, so I didn't hit that goal, and I'm decluttering it from my collection. And the last bronzer to talk about is the Marc Jacobs Tantric. This is a very big bronzer. It is 25 grams, and my goal was just to erase the imprint. I just started working on this recently because it's something that works better for my skin tone right now, and not so much like before when I was more bronzed. So I've used it only 3 times, and there's a little bit of wear on the pattern here. It's not too deep, but there's still all of this left. So I'm not sure how many uses that'll take. Now into lips. First, I've got this lip liner from Huda Beauty. It's in the shade Warm Brown. I'll have pictures of how it's looking. It kind of takes a while to get all the way up, but I do have some progress with it, so I'm happy with that. I've been wearing my brown lipsticks more recently, so I've been remembering to use it with those, and it does help. I do find it comfortable to wear and easy to apply. It's just not a ton of product because it is a twist up, but it is nice. It is something I would go for again. Another lip liner I just put it into the project last update is this Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat. This is in the shade Pillow Talk. So it's a brown that's more on the pinky side. So this guy, like, it still has a lot of product, so, and only put it in last update. So my goal for this guy is to get this bottom of the sharpening all the way down to this first lettering. So it's like an inch. I've probably only used like a millimeter of product or something, but yeah, it's good. It works good too, and I've been using it more on my more pinky leaning lips, which I do have some of those too in this project. So I used it 4 times since the last update, and I forgot to say that for Warm Brown I used it 6 times since the last update and 12 times total. Another rollout is this Tarte Lip Plump in the shade Honeysuckle. It was a kind of sheer dark brown, very nice for like fall, which is when I used it most. I dug it out, had this shade. It's a bit hard to, I don't know if I'll be able to get this. No, you can't really see it, but I did dig it out. I used it all. The lip plumping wasn't like too much, but yeah, it was nice. I used this 25 times since the last update, and there's 33 uses total. Because it's a bit more lip balmy, most of those uses were reapplying multiple times a day. And I used 2.07 grams total. I've got this little kind of lip souffle sort of thing from Rare Beauty. It's called Courage. It's not really this brown, it's a bit more pinky. This is like a very teeny tiny. I took out the stopper because, you know, like it would barely bring out product. So I used 9 times total, and I've used 0.17 grams since the beginning. Then we've got another rollout. This is the Rare Beauty, sort of one of those, they're like balmy lip glosses. I think it's I mean, yeah, they categorize it as a balm. It's called Nearly Neutral. So it's a sheer brown, easy to wear. It was like balmy feeling, moisturizing. I did enjoy it. And I used it 14 times since the last update for 35 uses total. This is another one that I was reapplying multiple times a day, especially like I would wear it to work and reapply it as my balm. And I used 2.16 grams total. For that, I have this lipstick from AOA. It's called Swoon. It's nice brown. It's not like the easiest thing to wear, like it doesn't work the best on the lips. So most of the time I just wear it at home, something moisturizing. At one point it had broken off here, so I had taken off what broke off, put that in a different compact, and then took what was, or took the bottom out, put that in the compact, and then took what broke off and just squished it down. And yeah, so I don't have any like correct weights, but I did use it 10 times since the last update for 23 uses total. For this project, I'm pretty happy with just calling it like a done for this project once I get to the bottom, but I'll probably dig it out anyways and use it while it's still good. These guys I hadn't really been using for a while, and I got into using more now, like end of last year and beginning of this year. So yeah, I'd only use them like once or twice in other updates. So I've got 3 of them here. First, I've got Brat Pack. So this guy I used 11 times total in this project, and this guy I've used 0.13 grams. So all of these guys, I'm not sure if I'll keep using them once this project is done, because at this point they're already a bit more than 2 years old. They're still fine. They actually used to have a much stronger smell, and I feel like it's dissipated, and that's kind of helped with me wearing them because I didn't like them as much with their strong smell. Then I've got Sassy, which I'm wearing today. I've used this 12 times since the last update, but this one, like, I actually reapply quite a few times, like when I wear it. And the last one is Grunge. This one is a more matte one, not as comfortable to wear. I mostly use this for pairing with other lipsticks, and I've used this guy 12 times, 0.12 grams. Now onto eyeshadows. I've got the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Ritz. This one, a lot of people like it. I got it after hearing about the hype for a long time, but I mean, it's not really my favorite. My goal is to hit pan. It's gonna take a while because I don't use a lot of it at a time. Like, it has a lot of glitter. It has like this brown base and then just silver glitter. I don't know, I guess just for my eyes it doesn't work that well. Like, I don't really care for the effect as much. Like, it looks nice there, but I don't know. And then I'm not too much of a fan of these glitters because they're a bit more like just chunky. I have it on my lower lash line. See some reflect. But yeah, I don't use much at a time, so it's gonna take a while to hit pan. I've used it 4 times since the last update, and I'm at 9 uses total now. It was almost brand new before too. Then we have a rollout. So I was working on my ABH Sultry palette, and for this project I had a goal of 50 uses total, so like adding up all the uses of each individual shade to 50. So I was able to hit 50. I used it quite a lot since the last update. The last update I was at 16, and now I got to 50. So this is how it's looking like now. I decluttered the packaging because like this palette was getting really old and it had that sort of glitter packaging that it was just always, the glitter was always just coming off. And a lot of these shadows, like I like them paired differently, like not so much like the layout. So I have the layout how they are in, let's see, it's a bit hard. How they were in the palette, but I normally like move them around, and like this guy I used only as a blush. I did declutter 2 shadows because I feel like the consistency had just changed, and they just weren't my favorite anymore. I just didn't want to really work on them at all, so I decluttered Rose Quartz, and which was like kind of like a warm neutralish pink leaning brown thing. I'm not sure how to describe it. And then this one was Teak, which was just like a dark brown shimmer, and those normally don't excite me or anything, so I don't really care for it. So in this product I used Fresh, we'll say it's a lid setting shade. It's got a bit of a dip, but I use a big fluffy brush, so it's very even wear. This guy I used 11 times. Pearl, I really like it as an inner corner highlight. Already had Pan before. This guy I used 7 times. Steampunk, I really enjoy. I should use it more. I really enjoy this gold. I used it 3 times. Rose Quartz, I used it 2 times before I decluttered. Ember, I used it once. Bloom, I used it 5 times as a blush. Birch, I used once. I already had this pan. Twig, I used 6 times. It has a very good dip. Like, I always think, you know, if I just used a bit more consistently, I can hit Pan, which I probably can, but it does look darker than what it looks like here, so I don't use much at a time. But yeah, I used that 6 times. Peak, I used it once before decluttering. Dystopian, I used twice. This guy doesn't blend out well, but it is a very nice dark brown for a liner. Cyborg, I really enjoy. Really want to make sure to keep using it because it's like a taupe-based silver, so it's a lot more wearable. Already had Pan. I've used this 5 times. I mean, Slate, just a gray. I'm working on a gray in my Pan That palette right now, so I'm not really focused on this one, but this guy I used twice. It's also very hard pressed. So. And then Noir, it's good for blending out in the outer corner. Not the darkest block as a liner, but I used this 4 times. So yeah, that was like my biggest eyeshadow goal of this project, I think. Or at least palette wise, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I'm happy to roll it out. I have quite a few palettes in this project where I just want to like reach into the palette or like make looks from the palette 5 times. I haven't been doing that too much, so I have all of those to get through. I think there's like 6 of them, but I am at least rolling 1 out. And this is the ColourPop Nude Mood palette. So yeah, so it's a goal of 5 majorly, like a look majorly using this palette. Like I can add in some other things, but like most of the shadows are from this palette. So yeah, and I was able to hit a little pan in this guy. I already had a big dip, but yeah, I hit a pan. So this lid setting shade I used 5 times. This guy I used 4 times to hit pan. It is a bit dried out, so I'll try to revive it a bit. Bare to Wear, I used it twice. I really like this neutral color. Au Naturel, I used once. It's a bit more warm leaning, also very nice to wear. put on airs, also used once, very nice foiled, kind of more coppery bronze color. Mugged off, I used twice. It's one of those mats with glitters. Both of these guys are kind of just powdery and like the glitter just goes away, but they're alright. Lap of Luxe is kind of one of those satin dark browns. I used that once. Then the Cocoa, kind of more reddish leaning. Same formula as Mugged Off. I used this guy twice. And then Moody, I've learned from this product that I actually really like Moody. It's probably one of my favorites in this palette. It's a dark brown that's actually not this dark. I would say it's like kind of between mid-tone and dark, like not really that dark. Blends so easily on the eyes, not powdery at all. Like I've got dry skin and all that. Like if it's a dry shadow, like it'll just make my eyes look crepey. And then, but this one I really enjoy. I just know it'd take forever to hit pan, but I do really enjoy that formula. So yeah, I do really like this palette. It looks warm, but like it's still, there's still some variety to it, and you can make it a bit more cooler tone too, or at least more neutral. The last thing I'll talk about is this goal I hit, which I brought it in last update to replace some decluttered items. So it's this shadow stick from Laura Mercier. Got it in some kit. This is in the shade Strapless. My goal was to hit 5 uses, and I've hit that. And when I roll it down, you can see like used to have a little dome, and now it's under that. It's actually now kind of like flattened and like moves around, but I usually use my finger anyways to apply it, so that's fine. So yeah, that's one more thing adding to my hit goal count of this project. So currently I'm at 20 goals hit, so I'm really happy with that. And like it's not half yet, but I've never actually gotten to all 50 in this project, but I have fun trying, and you know, if I can get a lot more goals hit for the finale, I'll be happy with that. And so yeah, this is a very long video. I'll see what I can edit out and shorten it. I'll have details down below. And yeah, keep an eye out for the new color. Thanks for watching. Bye.